All right, so when I was young, quick story. When I was young, I had a friendship with a young lady that I thought was like my sister that was given up from for adoption. And okay, I just knew that we had a connection and that we were so much alike. I didn't realize that she actually was suffering from like an identity crisis, like many of us do. And this is no judgment to her because in that state of my life, I was learning who I was, and I'm sure she was doing the same. We were both young. However, when I look at it today, I see that she was dealing with some identity issues, okay? And I used to think to myself, how can somebody be so much like me? The reality is that she was studying me. She would study the things that I did, the way that I said things, the way that I did things, and she would mimic me. And whenever you mirror someone, you draw them in closer because they feel comfortable. They feel like, oh my God, this person is me. I can be comfortable with me. I can open up to me. This is a safe place. I was just looking at her ability to mimic me. In the long run, this friend ended up um, just kind of wanting the things that I had, and she made it her business behind the scenes to go after a relationship that I had at the time. And she just did some things that just did not resemble a person who has integrity, okay? And my heart was completely broken because I thought this was my best friend. I thought this was my sister. And one day she just disappeared and dropped off the face of the earth, stopped answering my calls. And that's because she had done some things that were questionable. However, brings me to this point. I'm older now. Those things happened in the past. I forgave her, came across her years later. She never knew I knew any of the things that took place. However, I understand what she was going through in her life that will bring her to a place to act in those types of ways. Long story short, I'll say this. Today I have the wisdom to go into friendships and relationships and identify the different things that I see that's going to work for me. If it doesn't serve me, I'm very quick to cut off access, okay? You have to be cautious of the people that you allow to have access to you. Um, be careful of friendships that try to develop so quickly and leech onto you and want to just suck the life out of you. Be careful of the people that you allow around you. The number one thing that I pray that you do moving forward is that you pray for God to give you the discernment that you need for the friendships that you are currently making and the friendships that you have. Ask God to show you people's heart for you. Ask God to show you how to navigate these relationships to make sure that you are not just trying to be friends with somebody because you're lonely, or you're not just connecting and being friends with somebody because you have something in common, most likely trauma bonds. When people have gone through the same things as a child, a lot of times they connect with each other. If they both experience rejection, that's your connection. And everything else really is just kind of blurred. You're like, they get on my nerve. I can't stand when they do this. I can't stand when they say this. We really don't have a connection. But there's just this loyalty to that trauma bond that I'm staying connected to you. And that doesn't serve you. That keeps you in the place of your trauma, remembering it from a negative place. And then you're just being loyal to them because I don't want to reject them. But guess what? You have to say yes to yourself. And sometimes that means getting people out of your life, regardless if it's rejection or not. We're grown now. We have a responsibility to learn how to care for ourselves and our emotional wellness. And so we cannot be held accountable for someone else's healing. You have to first be accountable and responsible for your own healing. And that means doing whatever it takes to get yourself on that level where you are in a good state. And if people have to come out of your life to do that, then so be it, okay? And so moving forward, I just want you to be just be mindful. Be mindful of the people who are in your space. All right. Some people you're going to have to love from a distance until they can come back around and y'all can meet eye to eye and try to build a relationship again. However, the most important thing is your well-being, your emotional stability, and do everything in your power that you got to do to make sure that it's in a good space. All right, y'all have a great day.